Hi, this is Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. Today I'm going to evaluate FreshBooks for Chapter 6 of the Fit Small Business case study. Chapter 6 deals with project accounting. So the first task is for us to complete an estimate. So in our FreshBooks account, let's go to Estimates. Okay, and I think we're probably going to just want to create a new one. List the services you'll provide and their cost as an estimate. Proposal, showcase your value with custom content, images, and attachments. No, what we want is an estimate. Okay. Good. So it looks like it's pulled through our basic colors and our logo. So this is going to be for family bowling. It's going to be a kitchen remodel. Okay. Case study tells us the estimate date is 2/15. Okay. So we want to make the estimate 80 hours for 10 hours. I'm sorry, $80 per hour for 10 hours. Okay, so let's add a line here. Contract labor, we've set up as an item already. And so $80, that's correct. And now 10 hours, $800. Very good. Now we need to set up widgets. Excellent, they're there for us. We've set up an item. It says it's going to calculate New York sales tax for us. And we're going to include 10 plumbing widgets plus sales tax, so $1,065. Okay, awesome. Cannot get much easier than that. Very, very nice. Love it. So let's hit save. Okay, now it still says draft. So let's go back into it and see if we can mark it as sent or something. Let's pretend like we're going to print it, see if that'll get rid of the draft status. Okay. Print. Okay, now if we go back to estimates and proposals, still shown as draft. I'm not sure if that. I guess accept. See, I took accept as meaning that your customer accepted it. Okay, well let's. So you accept. Okay, so that is accepted. Okay, well that's fine. That's what we're going to eventually do. Okay, good. So now it asks us. Let's do our scorecard here. Okay, so create an estimate, add assign the estimate to a project. We haven't done that yet, but I think we'll be able to. Add labor, add inventory, add sales tax. Very cool. Okay, so now what we want to do is assign this to a project, and I think the way we do that, from what I just saw, is let's go back into our estimate, and up here in actions, let's convert this to a project. We're going to convert this to an hourly project. We've estimated 10 hours, but we may not be correct on that. We're going to charge them by the hour. So let's do it as an hourly project. Okay, so enter a project name. This is Family Bowl and Kitchen Remodel. Okay. It's assigned to Family Bowling automatically because our estimate was for them. Click and end date. Let's do like the end of February. Okay. Now, okay, interesting. So the project here includes our contract labor of 10 hours, but it does not include the, it doesn't include the, yeah, see, only services here. So the project does not look like it's going to include the inventory that we're using. Okay, set expense markup. Okay, well, let's go ahead and save. Okay, so this looks like it takes us to the project page for family bowling. Very good. Okay. Very nice. So let's go to our scorecard here. So we were able to attach that to a project. So we assigned the estimate to a project very nicely. Okay, now we want to assign our actual labor to the project, and I do think we're going to be able to do that. Okay, the project, the case study tells me to pay Hank $30 per hour for 12 hours to complete the project. So we're going to do that through their time tracking software. Rather than just make it an expense, let's go to our add a time entry. We're going to add it to family bowling, and we're going to put 12 hours. Okay, of contract labor. Okay, and we'll leave that description blank and call it billable, and let's hit log time. Okay, 12 hours unbilled. Oh, and look there, very cool. 2 hours over budget. Love it. Well, I don't love that we're over budget, but I do love that it tracks it. Very, very good. Okay. Good. It says record the usage of 8 widgets from inventory to complete the project. Okay, so I think we're going to have to, again, there's no good way to work with inventory in this program. So how are we going to show that as an expense of the project? I think we're going to have to put it here in expenses. See, this isn't going to work because this is going to take the amount out of our cash account. We're not taking it out of our cash account. We're taking it out of our inventory account, right? We just want to assign the expense of taking the inventory out of inventory. We want to assign that expense to the project, and we can't do that. Again, this program only allows you to basically take expenses out of petty cash. It doesn't allow for transfers. You'd have to do a journal entry, and you can't do a journal entry, so you'd have to have your accountant do a journal entry. So we're not going to be able to record that actual expense. Okay. Now it asks us to view or print a report on 223 comparing the actual expenses to estimated expenses. So we can see that for the hours logged here. We can see estimate versus actual. Very good. Is there like a report we can print? Okay. I'm just curious here. What about profitability? Here, let's do this. I want to invoice this. The case study doesn't ask us to, but I want to see what it looks like. Okay, so project selected. Choose the time entry format, detailed. Okay, add to invoice. Nice. Okay, so it added the 12 hours from the timesheet, gave us a description for it, and now here is where we can add our plumbing widgets of 8. But this, I don't think, is going to give us the, we'll see what this does, but I don't think it's going to give us the correct profitability amount. Okay, charge the sales tax. Good. All that looks really good. Very nice. So let's save that. Okay. Very good. So let's look now at profitability. So we billed 1160 and our costs are 0. Okay, so we could go into expenses and let's enter us paying um, the Hank Independent. All right, so we paid him for 12 hours at $30 an hour. Actually, no, 12 hours, $30 an hour is $360. Okay, so save. So we've kind of had to have entered his 12 hours twice. One time we had to enter his 12 hours as an expense that we pay, and another time we had to enter it as in the time tracking. Okay, so now let's look at profitability. So 1160 minus 360. Now notice the thing that's not in the cost here are the widgets that we took out of inventory, because there's no way to assign them to expenses when we purchased them and put them in inventory. If we actually just purchased them specifically for this job, then we could record them. But we have it sitting in inventory. There's no way to transfer the costs out of inventory into expenses specifically for this project. So our profitability is off. Okay, but that's, again, so this software is just not made for inventory. Don't use this if you have inventory. But without inventory, this is actually a really cool project management screen here. I really like this. So let's score this. Assign actual labor to project. Yes. Assign actual inventory used to project. No. Compare actual to estimated labor and inventory. I'm going to give that a yes. Okay. Excellent. Okay. And that's it for Chapter 6 for FreshBooks.